We're back, boys and girls, and let me tell you, it's getting ugly out there. Tarkir Dragonstorm is just blowing the players' minds. They can't wait to get their hands on it. The collector boxes, you guys have seen the prices. TCG player, it's insane. But in today's video, that's not what we're here to talk about. Not about how amazing the product is selling. We're going to discuss the singles inside this set. The pre-order pricing for these things are insane. And this video is going to tell you 5 magic cards from this set that you should not be buying right now. Now, the easiest way to start out today's video is collector boxes are selling beyond belief when we're looking at Tarkir Dragonstorm. These things are just at the next level. It makes you feel like this is a premium set. The prices are now getting out of whack. But what we're here to talk about is not that. It's about the pre-order pricing and some cards you probably should avoid right now for various reasons I'm going to explain in today's video. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Now, in case you guys didn't realize before I start today's video, we went above 27,000. It blew my mind. We're actually already well on our way to going to 28,000 because so many people subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys. That was like crazy to see it just pour in like that today. They were almost gained like 150 subs in a single day. I almost want to do a Wayne's World thing where I say I'm not worthy, but as long as you're having a good time and hanging out, let's keep this going. All right, let's talk. Now, when we look at the cards available for pre-order, I looked at several different LGS. I looked on TCG Player. I started verifying all these cards prices and where things are going, how many are selling right now, and then verified against previous sales orders from previous sets of similar pricing, and I kind of tracked where those cards were going to fall in price, where they would end up, and then kind of get a timeline on where we thought these prices would be best suited for you if you decide to buy these cards. So let's start with that. The first card, and these are not in any order, these are cards I think you need to avoid. Let's get to the reasons why. Our first cards, of course, are going to be the fetch lands. All right, now, their artwork is amazing. I'm glad they put them back in. They deserve to be in some form, fashion, some variant of the fetch land should be inside this set because this was the last standard set to carry them as a regular product. And that, of course, was Tarkir back in 2014. So you look at this artwork, you look at the cards. Look at the pre-order price and the pre-order sales. Look at all the different versions of fetch lands already currently available with amazing artwork. If these are cards that you have to have, either you're going to be playing in a tournament or you just want to show off or whatever. If you're going to show off, I would wait a year. I would wait for the pricing of these things to take a hit. Now, you could just wait the 60 days for the flood onto the market. But the problem is because they're a special guest, there probably won't be the flood that people are thinking are going to be hitting the market. Whatever cards are hitting are going to be at a premium price. They're going to be higher because when you're paying that much for a collector box, they're really not going to be that cheap. Most people are going to let them go for just, 10, 15 bucks. It just won't be able to justify the box. So their mind's eye might say it's got to be higher. And they could just be more difficult to get and players decide not to sell them. So it's probably better to wait, let the market kind of decide where the price is going to be. A longer period of time, you're probably going to save about 30% off of current pre-order pricing. It may not be enough of a bother for you, but for some people, 30% is quite the savings just waiting a few months. Or picking a different variant copy like an Unfinity original Zendikar. Or, if you have real money, if you got like an endless wallet, maybe you're going to go to like the Expedition ones from original Battle for Zendikar when we had the fancy ones come out for the first time. Blew people's minds, okay? Now our next card, Mox Jasper. There's no way anyone should be paying the pre-order price of $100 plus. I don't care how awesome the card looks. When I look at the playability of a zero casting cost legendary artifact, which means one can be in play and that's it. It adds 1 mana of any color and activate only if you control a dragon. And that's why we saw these huge sales for all these changelings, for people trying to work out how their deck is going to work, because this is a contingent card. It needs something else to work with it to get the effect you're looking for. It's a 2-card combo. It's a 2-card swing, and that's not actually as powerful as people think. It's the same problem with cards like Mox Amber, which of course I adore, I love it. I'm just looking at it saying, at $100, not a chance. It's found in the Play Booster boxes, the collector boxes, bundle packs, pre-release kits. It's going to be everywhere. Now, of course, if you get one in a pack, you're going to hold on to it. You want to enjoy it. At the same time, if it's got a huge, ridiculous price attached to it, I would sell it into the market, in my opinion, because I think this card is going to settle around 25 bucks at most. Although people will think it's going to be something crazy, I don't think it's going to see major tournament play. I don't think it's going to see major game play. So I think it's going to slowly be grinded down in price over a period of 6 months, just like other cards of its type. We've seen things like Mox Tantalite, where it just didn't work out with that suspend, and it never really got play the way people hoped it would. So for Mox Jasper's sake, you gotta go to the end of the line right now and just hang out there, unless we get some crazy cards still to be spoiled, which just soups up the possibilities for this card. Now, our next one, we're taking a look at a reprint card. This is the Craterhoof Behemoth. Now, this card's been reprinted multiple times in different images. I love the artwork. I'm cool with all that. But a card like this, you just have to wait about 90 days after release. When we have major reprint cycles like this, and the fact this will be found in collector boxes, in your play booster box, in your bundles, when you start seeing it start appearing, it's going to grind down the price. And because it's been reprinted multiple times already, it is more likely to get a heavier reprint here and turn up more often on the track printing, which will drag the price down further to make it more affordable for players. The more affordable it is, the more they get bought, the more the price goes down, because there's just too many in circulation. So for a card like this, I think you can afford to wait, come out on top, a period of time later, but you're going to save like 50 to 70%. This thing's going to be like a $15 card. It may not happen, but that's where the data kind of shows it ending up. Right now it's around 25 bucks. Looks like it's going to lose about that point. So keep it in mind, this thing's going to be a $10, $15 card after these reprints get done. Now, our next card. Okay, now we're jumping over to Ugin, Eye of Storms. Unless you crack this in a pack somehow, this card is on pre-order locally for $150 Canadian. That puts it at around $105 and change US. That is insane for a Planeswalker who we know he's an amazing card. He's busted as far as I'm concerned. The ways I'm going to utilize him just make me all like happy. But at the same time, I understand that it's a Planeswalker. These prices always get ground down, and they get ground down hard. Okay? The good news is he probably will recover about a year from now. So a card like this at 150 is not going to happen. He'll probably settle around 50, 60 bucks and then slowly start dripping downward. We know that in standard, the most expensive cards like Shieldred hit that $100 level, okay? Those cards like that pricing, it just never holds. The original Ugin back in the day, even Ugin the Spirit Dragon before reprint though, those cards went as low as like $18, $19, recovered all the way up to $80 before the next reprint came around. So a card like this Ugin, who's going to be played in Commander, we know that for sure. He's going to see Standard play, of course, and he's going to see Casual and all kinds of constructed format play, I'm sure. When you see that card go down though, because of players opening them and cracking them and trying to use them, getting obliterated by cards that exist to deal with him right now in Standard, what you're going to see is people think he's not that great. Don't underestimate that market of people that decide to get rid of the card later on because it just doesn't work out the way they thought it would. That means they'll be going onto the market. They'll sit there because nobody wants to pay the $100 or the $90 or the $80 or the $70, and it'll slowly grind down that price. But like I said, the good news is cards like this recover from that price. They go back up later on when the market kind of absorbs the copies that are available. We know the money moves on, so not a ton of new product gets opened at that point, and then it recovers and it'll go higher. If it sees major Commander play, it's likely to, it's going to keep going higher. So if you open one, I would definitely hold on to it. If you're a player looking to buy one, you've got to wait a while. Do not pay $150 Canadian pre-order for that card. You got to sit there and say, it's just not worth it. But here's something else that's scary. Let me show you the last card here. Let's jump over and take a look, and it's Elspeth, the Storm Slayer. This card locally is $75. Since when does a Planeswalker with these powers justify a $75 price tag? 75. I just keep saying it. $75. That's 54 bucks US for a Planeswalker. Now here's the thing. Yes, these Planeswalkers remind you of Planeswalkers of the old days. Planeswalkers that actually had decent powers. They were game-ending mechanic cards, like the original Nicobolas Planeswalker from, like, what was it, Conflux? He's a game-ending card. He's going to mess you up. The original Ugin, game-ending card. Karn Liberated back in the day, the thing would just annihilate you. There wasn't a lot of ways to deal with Planeswalkers. And honestly, there shouldn't be. But Wizard of the Coast likes to give everyone a way to deal with everything nowadays. So that's why those cards do get quite limited. When you look at Elspeth, the Stormslayer at $75, $55 US, you have to walk away. There's no way you're justifying half the price of a box. Yes, I myself like to buy singles, but I'm not going to pay that much for that single. It's not worth it to me. It wouldn't fit that well that I'd say I have to have this as the game-winning card when there are so many other cards that can duplicate tokens and do crazy things right now that are going to cost me a lot less to buy, utilize, create, and have fun with while I wait for Elspeth to slowly tick down in price. Planeswalkers nowadays do not hold that value. You can't justify spending that much money. Well, maybe you can in your own eye of how you look at things, but I myself am stepping back from these cards and saying they are not going to find their way into my wallet right now. I'm going to keep an eye on some of them because I think they're gorgeous, and there's cards I do want to buy, like Ugin. I'm hoping to crack one and get my hands on it, but at the same time, if I don't, I'll just keep an eye out, wait for a deal that I think is fairly decent, and I'll pick one up. And in my eye, if it's $50, it's still expensive, but maybe it's going to find its way here, depending on how long it takes to go down to $50. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the channel. Happy Friday to everyone. Spring has started in Canada, the first day of spring. The days are getting longer. We're getting closer to Tarkir Dragonstorm pre-release. I'll keep you guys apprised of the sales numbers. We'll take a look at the rest of the spoilers as they go along. This week, of course, this weekend we have the top 10, the hottest selling cards in Magic. And I'll tell you right now, there are already some pre-order Tarkir cards that could make it on the list. As crazy as that sounds, there are some cards people are buying right away, which I'll tell you guys about this weekend. And of course, there's a few cards showing up from Duskmourn, Bloomburrow, Aether Drift still has a couple as well. So we have some good numbers to go over, some great data, and we can see where these sales are headed. I'm looking forward to sharing those numbers with you. And of course, the reserve list top 10 is on Sunday, and my live stream, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there, especially all the new people piling into the channel. Thanks a lot, man. I hope you guys enjoyed everything, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Drop some comments if you think I missed some cards. I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks as well. Have a great Friday, everyone. Enjoy a game of Magic this weekend. I will see you guys soon. Well, I hope you're strapped in for one crazy roller coaster ride. Here we are at the end of the video. What you guys are seeing right now is the patrons. You see these different colors. There are different levels of patrons on this channel who support each and every day. Without them, we wouldn't be doing what we do, people. So thanks again for those supporters out there. I can't thank you guys enough. To my YouTube membership members, to my patrons on the Patreon, private Discord, you guys are awesome. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You got your backstage pass. You've locked and loaded. You paid for the ticket. This roller coaster ride is crazy. There have been people who actually paid for these pre-order pricing cards. It throws off the algorithm of pricing. Instead of these things sinking down to 50, 60, 70 bucks, remember like Ugin's Nexus and all that stuff, it just throws everything off. So players who bought and don't want to wait, they know they're not buying a box, so they'll pay the 150 bucks for the Ugin so they can have it day one for one Ugin. Remember, that'd be 600 bucks for 4 Ugins to play with them right away. Those prices show up on things like MTG stocks, and it shows the price way up here. And every store will try that pricing because it's already happened. And then it takes this really long time to come back down to earth. Just little bits of helium being released. And it's just slowly going down. I'm melting. And you know what I mean? Anyway, you get where I'm going with this. It takes forever. So we have to wait and see how things go. If I crack one, it's going to be awesome. But I'm going to hold on to it. Right? I'm not going to let it go anywhere. Got to have one. Sounds like a Pokemon commercial. Anyway, it's going to be great. And if we get a serialized like Mox Jasper or something, I'll just lose my mind and call that one a day. I'll just melt on the floor and be a puddle. Because it'd be cool to own one. Just to put in the backdrop, you know? Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys soon.